Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. What's happening? Today we're going to be discussing, is it Kanye? Is it Drizzy Drake? Is it Kendrick Lamar? Who you got? Who's your money riding on? Donda just dropped today, right? And we've been listening to it all day long, right? Gave it a good solid playthrough, right? And so today on the League of Hustlers, we just want to discuss, right? From the business angle, from the entrepreneurial angle, from the hustler angle, what is going on with all the malarkey? This is the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host, HT.
I'm CD Barnes.
Yeah, so let's jump right into it, man. Who you got? Who you got, CD? Who you got? Who you got, brother?
Honestly, man, when you're talking about if you're going to actually do a real versus the same way that like the Locks or the Dipset did, and there's actually going to be a performance involved, I would have to go with Drake, man.
I got Drake too.
I would have to go with Drake, man. Although Kanye is quite the performer himself, but he takes a lot of.
Hold on, no,
he takes a lot of breaks, man.
No Kendrick. You're not even gonna discuss Kendrick. What happened? I thought that was your boy.
I mean, he's different. You know what I mean? He provides something different, to what the game kind of needs in different points of time. But when you're talking about the actual verses and all of that stuff, I don't think he's walking away with a win on this one. Not with Drake got hits, man.
Bro,
I'm not a Drake fan, but Drake got a lot of hits, man. He's been
come on. Drake is undeniable, bro. And the thing that now, first and foremost, let me preface this by saying all of these guys are, GOAT level, top of their game, been in the game for years and years and years and years, have solid pens, solid production, solid across the board. For the most part, right? And this that for the most part that you gotta take in consideration. Back in the day, Kendrick was my boy, right? Good kid, Mad City, swimming pools,
we needed that stuff at that time.
For sure. But he lost me, bro. He lost me. Mm-hmm. He lost me with It was the Untitled one. It was like he was trying to do too much. It was trying to be too different.
You know what? I totally agree with you. I think that's the perfect segue into like the SWOT analysis and the comparison, because then what we want to do, guys, is in a business perspective, you can do a SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And you can run through, this whole scenario and determine whether an opportunity is good or not, a business is good or not. You can do this same comparison even across, your favorite rappers even, and just run it down, where their strengths lie, where their weaknesses lie, where the opportunities would present themselves in regards to a versus like this scenario, and where those threats would lie. And that's really what we want to do, with this episode.
Yeah, and then with like Kanye, of course, he had the red cap, episode. He had the slavery was a choice episode. You had the all the etceteras, right? It is, I know you got some strong feelings about that, but with Kanye, it started getting a little too gimmicky. Right, I was a huge Kanye fan. I still am. Right, from college dropout all the way to Jesus, even Life of Pablo, even. But it was like Life of Pablo. I started kind of like, okay, like I get it. You got some tight joints on there, but coming off of My Beautiful my dark twisted fantasy, my beautiful dark twisted fantasy, it was like, where you going with it? That was an epic album. In my book, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was actually like one of the best albums, production wise, ever created. Right? Um, hold on, man. I see. Whoa, what's this about? Where
It's
am I lying? Where
it's
am
a
I
great
lying?
album. It's a good album. I would say in Kanye's catalog, that's definitely
Name me another album that was
upper
better
echelon.
than production wise, better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Man, I can
360.
three man. Come on, I can give you a few of them, man. Like
Entire package, bro.
entire package. Come on, man.
Lyrics, production, beat,
Yes,
the
yes,
whole cohesive. What? Name it.
yeah, yeah. Outcast. All right. AT
Okay.
aliens.
Okay. I'll back off of that. Okay. That's a
AT
group, though.
aliens.
That's a
Come on.
group.
And don't project production
Okay.
wise, the whole package.
This is true.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's definitely a great album in his catalog, absolutely. But the consistency, the consistency of his body of work, in my opinion, does not add up to the consistency in the body of work of that of a Drake. And that's why I picked Drake as, the winner, not necessarily my favorite, but if you're doing this whole versus component, Drake walks out victorious just based on the fact
Right.
that this is where, if we're doing a SWOT analysis, this is where his strengths lie.
But
Number one,
what about so people like to throw up, right? That Drake had the ghostwriter, right? Just playing devil's advocate here. What about that point? Like,
so yeah, when you're talking about that, that's when you're standing outside on the corner and it's like a circle of guys and they're comparing bars. When you're
right,
talking about standing on a stage and delivering the finished product, people aren't going to be like, man, I didn't feel that because I know he didn't actually put that together himself.
right,
So you know what I mean?
right.
That's going to be hard to not be moved if you're standing in the crowd sitting there thinking like, man, he didn't write that, but the song jamming though.
I've been
So
to a Drake concert, and you're right. Nobody,
nobody
nobody
thinking
says
about
that.
that. He's
And it
moving
was
the crowd.
lit. It was lit. It was in Greensboro, man. It was crazy. Yeah, these like the whole set was crazy. But we just wanted to talk about these key points that just freely, and those key points are don't let it go to your head. I think this is a lot of problems with a lot of rappers and performers and people, period, that reach that pinnacle. It's like don't let it go to your head. Focus on the product, right? Focus on that end product. Stay consistent. What CD was just talking about. Guard your reputation and create. Don't compete. And this last point is what I think Drake, why he performs so well and has been performing so well, is he focused on the end product and collaborating with people, right? And not competing with people. Yes, it's rap. Yes, it's hip hop. It's a very competitive industry, but it's more about the creating something together. It's more about that end product, what us, the end user, is gonna hear. So we just wanted to randomly talk about, these key points. Which other of these? I know you said stay consistent, right? That's a key
Yeah.
one. What
Yeah,
else?
that's like one of, out of this group, that's where Drake's strength, I would say, lies. All right. Also
Okay.
focusing on the product, I would say
Yeah.
Drake gets that
Yeah.
bag right there. Don't
And
let it
that's
go.
where Kendrick lost me, bro.
Focus on the product.
Yeah, yeah, because like that Untitled, the album that was called like Untitled or something like that. I couldn't. It was. I mean, the bars and stuff was there, but it was unpleasing acoustically. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And then don't let it go to your head. All right. A lot of times I think people achieve initially they're hungry,
right,
and then you achieve a certain level of success, a certain level of acceptance. You get the gold plaque, the platinum plaque, whatever it is, whatever accolade kind of satisfies that hunger. And at that point in time, you're good. You kind of reach that plateau, maybe, and it may go to your head a little bit. So you may not work as hard to put out, or to impress or to raise the bar on that next level. You may not practice as hard. This is kind of the thing, like, back to the previous verses, the Dipset
versus the
we
Locks.
the Dipset, the Locks verses, you know, the winning blow for the Locks was the fact that they stayed hungry and they stayed prepared, this entire time. And Dipset showed up and they had big songs we all know, but they weren't really as polished. They didn't,
Right.
you know what I mean? They didn't prepare. They
They're
didn't
too cocky.
Yeah, it went to their head. They just thought they
Right.
were gonna waltz in there and play these songs and come out with the win, but they couldn't deliver.
Right.
So I mean, with this particular group, I don't know. Maybe Kanye, that affects him sometimes. You know what I mean?
So I think it's a little twist to that, and you actually brought this up before, and it's a really good point. That, like, don't let it go to your head. People have been. I think Kanye has surrounded himself. It seems like, I don't know, And again, this is straight up opinion, taking nothing away from him, brother. He creates masterful music, but it almost feels like that he has too many yes people around him. That's just like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. Just because they want to write, just because they want to be at the table, when it's like, this is average, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's other stuff that's out here that sounds better. And it feels like no one is around him that's like, yo, no, like this isn't normal level. Like, this isn't up to par with what you normally put out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, you letting that, you letting that stuff go to your head, where it's just like, I can put out whatever and people will think it's great.
Right. Nah, walking walking around talking about, I'm a genius, you know what I mean? And then you just show up, and then basically you feel like, you've made it to where you could just do anything and people have to acknowledge or accept it.
And you know what, though? He said that. He said, I forget what song it was, but he said something to the effect of, I can stand here in a Speedo and be looked at like a hero, right? And so, and like you said, walk around, I'm a genius, I'm a this, I'm a that. It's like, okay, you can say that, but now you're going to have to back it up, and don't forget that there are other geniuses out here that's coming at the throne. They're coming for you at that number one spot. So you always have to, you got to step it up.
That's the problem with that. That's the problem with that. Because while you're getting fat, talking about I'm a genius, and you're not working as hard, more than likely when people take that position, that perspective, they feel like they have arrived. Meanwhile, you got a guy like, with the Rocky Balboa syndrome. I mean, he's out there doing his training montage. And he's got to beat Drago. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got to avenge his friend's death. He has a point to prove.
A solid point.
You know what I mean? So don't let it go to your head. And the same thing flies in business, guys. Listen, stay hungry. No matter what your hustle is, no matter what your grind is, stay hungry. Don't let it go to your head. Get the success, but don't accept the plateau. Always find ways to innovate and stay relevant.
Right. All of these key points, we wanted to just touch on this because make no mistake about it, each one of these guys are businesses, right? Like Jay said, they're not, he's not a businessman, he's a businessman, right? Each one of these people are in themselves a hustler. Like they have a whole hustle, billionaire status at Kanye, multi-hundred millionaire status with Drake, definitely millionaire status with Kendrick, right? They are the business, right? And I just feel like coming into this space with all of this competition, the key thing with competition is that somebody got to lose, right? Woo! And so it's better to create rather than compete. If you create, everybody eat. You create more opportunities for everybody. Right. And so why are we doing this? Why do we want to battle? Who's better? Who's this? And not like, no, let's create something beautiful. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm riding with Drake on this one. the other guys, man, I love you guys, but you got to come at this from a different angle. You got to come at it from a different angle. Create, don't compete, man. This has been another episode. We got to hop off of here. Another wonderful episode of the League of Hustlers. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash that like button. Oh, we also got some new pieces in on the shop. So go to shop.leagueofhustlers.com. Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you in just a second. I'm gonna put the link up. Yeah, shop.leagueofhustlers.com. And check us out, man. Check the store out. We got some new additions to the shop. We got the MMAs, the HSAs, the IRAs, and the 401k shirt. We also got the All My Friends Are Hustlers, fresh off the press. Fresh off the press, man. But that's it. We just wanted to bring y'all a little different episode, come at it from a different angle. And with that, we're signing off. Anything else, bro?
That's it, bro. Stay hungry, stay hustling.
Yo.